This is our little fire station. I'm the local builder. We have electricians, golf greenkeepers, factory workers, general people from the community. None of us are anything special, but I feel as a team we do some pretty awesome things. It's amazing how many crew a volunteer brigade can squeeze into the back of a fire engine. We've never been great for training records. We've never done a lot of the stuff that I know we've meant to have done. I can remember the memos coming out after the Taupo accident myself saying wear safety belts. Same after the Woodville accident, wear safety belts. Well, I'd say in 26.5 years, I couldn't honestly say that I've ever seen a safety belt worn in a fire appliance in Foxton Beach. Sunday the 17th June, I remember the day extremely well. I don't think there's a day in my life since where I haven't thought of something of that day. I was working at home, working on my own house, being a carpenter. I was trying to finish off my own house. My wife and I were actually laying tiles in our bathroom. It was very overcast, bleak. Calls to assist structure fire, kitchen. Our own international has been sent away for motor refurbishment, gearbox, panel and paint. The truck we have, we weren't that au fait with. Although the driver who drove it that day had been down earlier in the morning and taken the truck out for a drive around the beach. As we're leaving the station, one of the guys screamed out that the door on the crew compartment on the back of the truck had opened, and I remember them slamming that door. I actually said, this thing's a piece of shit, it was only doing 80 k's. As we approached the corner into Ladies Mile in Foxton, the appliance started sliding. I can remember looking at John, the driver, counter steering, hand over hand. I can remember looking at a lamppost and being quite focused on the lamppost. We were going to look like big idiots facing back to the beach on the wrong side of the road. If only that had happened. And it all seemed to be happening quite slow. The appliance basically turned right around on the road. We missed the lamppost that I was watching by probably inches. Hit the curb, the back wheel sort of mounted over the curb, dug in, catapulted around, which may have even lifted the front wheels of the appliance off the ground, rolled onto its side and slid forward and through the fence. I put myself in the situation where it was basically survival. I was trying to save my own life. It felt like I was in a washing machine. I knew that I was bracing myself with immense strength to try and hold myself. Ended up into the roof of the appliance on its side, taking out the PA system, etc. with my head. The tow truck driver that lived halfway across Foxton, he heard our siren coming, he heard the truck, and the next thing he heard, a great slide and a huge bang. There was a lot of noise from the guys, some panicking, some trying to get out of that situation. Just a pile of bodies. All I could see was people. It wasn't until we started getting guys out of the truck, we'd called for assistance, that we then discovered that Grant had gone out behind Paul. And we realised that one was underneath the appliance. The door had actually come open. I don't think in my 26 years service and turning to an emergency or an accident, I have ever felt so helpless. We had equipment that should be able to help us, but we couldn't get to it. If I'd have possibly thought that the rest of the guys on the appliance could have lifted that truck, we would have done it. I remember this thought of 500 people standing, watching. Bystanders were everywhere. They started trying to dig with hands. We could see Grant's feet from under the appliance. One stage I saw the doctor go out and wondered why he wasn't in there helping him, Grant. I thought, this is wrong, he should be in there helping him. One of the fire officers basically told us that we had to get off the scene, which was, I think, the hardest single thing that we've done. I knew when they told us we had to leave. I knew that we should, but I ignored them for a start because I didn't want to leave. We walked down the centre of the road. The road was obviously blocked off. And just such a huge sense of loss of leaving one of our guys there, that we'd failed. It was just a huge sense of failure as we were sort of walked away from the scene, put into the car. Our regional commander had actually called up, and obviously on the telephone, and didn't realise it was on speakerphone, and said to the fire officer from the Palms North Appliance that, did we realise that one of our crew had passed away? And that was probably the point that hit me, because at that stage I still didn't know whether he was, I hadn't accepted the fact that he had died probably. I perhaps knew it, but I hadn't accepted it. And it was at that stage that, it really hit. It hit real hard. I can remember ringing my wife and telling her that we'd been in an accident and that Grant had died, but I was okay. If we had have been wearing safety belts, if we had have all been dressed properly, if we had had everything on, my personal opinion, he would have still been here. Yeah, it's still a really sad place. I can't say that we've had too many times yet that we've had a lot of fun. But the guys are going to get there. We couldn't lift that truck. We couldn't get Grant out. We knew he was in a bad way, and as we all know, that in that situation, minutes, seconds can mean the difference. I never, at that stage, and until quite a long time afterwards, I wouldn't accept the fact that he'd passed away. I never once thought that he wasn't going to make it.